Hello everyone, welcome back in biology class. Till now, you studied about the passive transport of material across the plasma membrane. Today, I will make you know the active transport and bulk transport of material across the plasma membrane. And you believe that it is quite easy to understand if you will watch the video carefully and listen the words attentively. And meanwhile, you can also take the help from any book which is of your standard. Okay, as you are knowing that this video is for class 9th and the subject is biology. Okay, and today the second type of transport I will discuss about, that is the active transport. Active transport. Dear students, active transport, as the name itself is indicating, that active and passive. Passive does not involve energy and it is just opposite to passive. It means it involves energy. You can say that transfer of material across the plasma membrane with the involvement of energy. What kind of energy available in the cell to use is ATP. Perhaps you know adenosine triphosphate. 3 phosphates are here. Tri means 3. Okay, so this ATP provides the required energy for the transferring of material across the plasma membrane. Why there is need of energy to transfer the material across the plasma membrane? Because it happens against concentration gradient. Okay, against concentration gradient means it is generally low to high, while in osmosis, in passive transport, the transfer occurs from higher concentration to lower concentration. But here it is opposite, against the concentration gradient, means low to high across the plasma membrane. Okay, this also involves carrier proteins to transfer the materials. This also involves carrier proteins to transfer the materials like the glucose, amino acids, some ions like the sodium and potassium. These are glucose, amino acids, ions like sodium, potassium, etc. Okay, so this is the mechanism of transferring of material across the plasma membrane against concentration gradient is called active transport. Active transport uses energy and carrier protein for transferring the materials across the plasma membrane. Okay, there are other kinds of this active transport are also, like primary transport, secondary transport, but that is not in your syllabus, and this definition is enough. No more question will ask. You have to know only the definition and you will be remain familiar about it. Okay, let's try to compare between the active transport and diffusion. Comparison between active transport and diffusion. Okay, let's compare. This will be the active one side, transport, and take the column for diffusion on another side. Diffusion, passive transport. Okay, if we point wise write them, so you can write it is a rapid process. It is a rapid process. What about diffusion? It is slow. It is slow process. Okay. Second thing you can take. Why it is rapid? Because it involves energy. Okay. Here it does not involve energy. Involve energy. Okay. If we talk about third point, what do you think? What will be the ATP used to give energy? And similar here, no use of ATP. Okay. Fourth, you can write it takes place against concentration gradient. Concentration. I think all of you are understanding the concentration. Against concentration gradient. This is D. Okay. And this according to concentration gradient. Okay. This is according to concentration gradient. Okay. Now the fifth you can take concentration gradient against concentration gradient means it is always unidirectional. But concentration can be disturbed. So it is bidirectional. Bi means which side will has the higher concentration, from that region it transport to the lower concentration area. Okay, but here only lower to high. Sixth number, it accumulates the material. Means against concentration gradient, so wherever there is the low or high, no matter, it only start to transport against the concentration gradient, so there is a possibility of accumulation of material. Here, no accumulation. It attains the equilibrium of concentration, so there is no accumulation of material. Next, you can write it involves carrier protein. It involves carrier protein. Okay. and in this side carrier is not required. Carrier is not required. So this is enough for you. Okay, this is a comparative study between the active transport and diffusion. You can take the screenshot or you can write meanwhile by pausing the video or by reversing the video, whatever you want. Otherwise, if you remember at same time and keep on it in your mind forever, then there is no need. It depends on the sharpness of your mind. Okay, this is a comparative study about the active transport and diffusion. Now, the bulk transport of material. We will study about bulk transport of material. Maybe somewhat long the video will, no matter. You can see in parts if you want to study. The third is bulk transport. Bulk transport. Bulk means in large amount. Means material are transferred across the plasma membrane in large amount. Macromolecules transferred across the plasma membrane. How it will be possible? It includes two types. One is called the endocytosis. And second will be the exocytosis. Endocytosis and exocytosis. And this endocytosis is also of two, that is the pinocytosis and second is the phagocytosis. So let's study them one by one. Let's try to draw the picture of a plasma membrane in this way. Suppose this is the plasma membrane. Okay, and again next is in this way, and later word it is in this way. Materials are here outside, maybe somewhat in this way, any kind. Here is the cytoplasm. This area is a cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm. And this is extracellular material, medium, cellular material. Okay. What happened? This extracellular liquid material, fluid material, whenever come in contact with the cell, the plasma membrane invaginates, it depressed below, and later on these materials are filled in this invased plasma membrane, and later on this part of the plasma membrane rupture and it form a vacuole-like structure. This is outside structure. This is the cytoplasm area, cytoplasm inside area, and this is extracellular. Extracellular means outside of the cell. Okay, this is also extracellular, cellular, and this is called the pinosome. Perhaps this will be not visible. This ruptured, it can be called caveola. And when it detached from here, it is called the pinosome. Second, you can take here, perhaps you studied about the eating of amoeba. Okay, in this way, whenever the food particle come in contact with amoeba, whenever it senses the food particle around it, solid material, okay, it will cover it from all the sides, okay, and later on these structure are, you are knowing, these structure are called pseudopodia. Okay, this pseudopodia later on make a vacuole and wall become in this way. This is the extracellular material. This is cytoplasm. Somewhat a small difference is there. Okay, see here, this is also cytoplasm. Okay, this layer is plasma membrane. What? Plasma membrane. Okay, now try to understand this structure. It can be divided into two parts. This is pinocytosis. And this is phagocytosis. Okay, what is in this? The pinocytosis is also called cell drinking. Okay, means liquid materials are taken inside the cell, that is called the pinocytosis. The extracellular fluid that contain the liquid material is come and the plasma membrane invaginates inwardly, and this material filled in this area, and later on this detached, this is called caveola. Later on this caveola detached and is called pinosomes. Okay, here what is difference? Here the food material, solid food material are taken inside the cell. How? As you are knowing that the amoeba, whenever senses the food around it, it's developed the pseudopodia around the food material, and later on that solid material taken inside the cell. Okay, so this is called the phagocytosis, and this is called phagosome. This is only taken place in plant cell. This pinocytosis is the property of animal cell only. This happens in animal cells only, while this happens in both. Other examples are also like the sponges also take their food in this way. WBC in our body, white blood cells in our body, kill the uninvited germs like the viruses, bacteria, which are harmful for our body. They are also killed by this way. So this is the transferring of solid bulk material, macromolecules inside the cell, and this is the liquid material inside the cell. This is called the pinocytosis. This is called the phagocytosis. This is also help in defense of our body. Otherwise, this both are the property of unicellular organisms like amoeba. Okay, this is called cell drinking, and this is called cell eating. Okay, this is the pinosome when it detached, and this is the phagosomes. Okay, I hope you will be able to understand. This is the bulk transport of material, in which the material transported in large amount. Endocytosis means movement of material inside the cell, inwardly movement. So see here, the materials are moved inside the cell. This is the cytoplasm. Okay, and this layer is the plasma membrane. So the material move inside the cell. Okay, so this is endocytosis. It is of two types: pinocytosis, cell drinking, means liquid material transferred, and phagocytosis, means solid food materials transferred inside the cell, is the phagocytosis. Okay. Now the next is the exocytosis. As the name itself enough, exo means outside of the cell, means material are transferred outside of the cell, is called phagocytosis. Okay. Waste material are used material which have no use in the body. They are required to remove outside of the body. That is the phagocytosis. It is quite simple. Suppose this is a cell, let's assume, and this is the liquid waste material that is filled in the cell. Later on, what will happen? This slowly move to the periphery of the cell, and it comes at the periphery of the cell. It comes at the periphery of the cell, and in next step, what will happen? This rupture from here, and this material is removed out of the cell. Okay, this is also called aphasia. Aphasia or cell vomiting. This is called aphasia or cell vomiting. This is also transport of bulk amount of material. This is the cytoplasm. You can take the example of amoeba, WBC, okay, cytoplasm. So this is exocytosis, means material move outside of the cell, is exocytosis. It is also called aphasia or cell vomiting. Okay, so here the material move outside of the cell. In endocytosis, material move inside of the cell in bulk amount. Okay, your homework maybe, if you want to do, you can do. That is the comparison between these two. Compare between endocytosis, cytosis and exocytosis. Second, you can take compare between pinocytosis and phagocytosis. Pinocytosis and phagocytosis. This you can compare for your revision, whether you understanding the topic or not. Okay, so this is all about today's video and the topic. Perhaps we are finished the half of this chapter. Okay, in next video I will talk about the structure, different other structures of the of the cell. Okay, like the nucleus, mitochondria, chloroplast, cell organelles. I will talk about those. Okay, till then watch the video again and again and try to understand. Meanwhile, take the help of book. Stay healthy, stay safe at your home. Okay, thank you very much for watching.